Live streaming is on.
Live streaming's on, guys. All right. Cool. So we will go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and call this to order at 7:05 p.m. And go ahead and make a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Does anybody need to add anything? Cool. Any opposition to adopting this agenda? All right, hearing none, we will move along. The LP National Update, Stephen Nikela, he is not going to be able to make it, but he did send me a slight report. So he says, unfortunately, I won't be able to make tonight's meeting, but I just want to report that I'll be in Atlanta this month. I assume it's for the training at the end of the month that Angela will go into a little bit later. And the next LNC meeting is June 4th through the 6th in Chicago. So be on the lookout for information about that. And I hope to get to Atlanta as our location for December. So Atlanta is in the finals, I guess. Any questions about National that I could at least, pass along to Steven if I don't know the answer to? I try to pay attention. No? All right. You can always send me messages anyway if you have questions about anything that's going on. So, yeah. All right. We'll move along to old business. Last month, we heard from Theodore Hamby for Guyton City Council, and we tabled that motion. So we're going to bring it back up now. I don't think Ted is on, though, which is fine. I didn't remind him about it. But, I think you guys got the information that you needed if you had some time to think about it now. So is there anyone that wants to make the motion again? How do you do this? Hold on. Do you on table it? Does someone know? I've never on tabled a motion.
You just need a motion to endorse.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to endorse Ted Hamby for Guyton City Council?
So moved.
Danny, thanks. Any seconds?
Nathan will second it.
Nathan, thanks. Any discussion around that? Does anyone have any further questions? Want to understand a little bit better about what's going on?
Do we have anyone who will speak up for him?
Yeah, I'll speak and say that one thing in particular that got my attention in the discussion last week was how Mark Douglas spoke to the importance of getting someone not in the current mindset, in the current circle of influence into that city council. How important it is to break down that existing elected group, and that spoke a lot to me. And I've also read other things about this particular town in the small town Georgia news covers that says that, hey, we making a stab at this is not a bad thing. So I'm willing to support it.
Cool. Thanks, Danny. Anyone else have anything to speak to?
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
So, Danny, based on what you just said, it sounds like the only thing he has going for him is he is not the status quo.
Well, not just that. He has been a supporter of the LP for since he's been with us. He's right now trying to support the membership committee. And he has had some learning curve as far as libertarian philosophy, but this is a I think it's fair to say Mark and Theodore have knocked heads a little bit, but if this is something they can agree on, then that's big. That's big to me. You know, running for a town council position myself, we need people to try and go after those races.
Yeah. Danny, can I just add a little bit to that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just going to reiterate what Danny said anyway. The thing is that he has butted heads with Mark quite a bit, and Mark is a bit more of a purist, and Theodore definitely needs help with some of his libertarian ideas, but he does seek out that help and he does listen. And so there has been a little bit of friction there, but to me, it did speak volumes when Mark went ahead at the end of that meeting, and knowing what he knows and having gone through the experiences he's gone through, said we should probably do this. So
I got a question. Did he not run for office in the last election for something as well?
I don't believe he did. He wants to run in the next election as well. If he doesn't get this office, he's already sort of looking ahead.
I thought he
Some
had
reason
run
I
as a
thought he-
Republican.
He had helped on Republican campaigns.
I think he also put up some like Hamby for Congress stuff, thinking about running for Congress as a libertarian. Then that just didn't pan out, and he decided to do the city council after.
Well,
Zach
Congress
is
Congress
accurate
would
in
be
that
next
assessment.
year.
Yeah, he hasn't had the opportunity to qualify yet for Congress.
Yeah.
On the other hand, he has the opportunity to qualify for city council this year.
Right. I agree with all that. And I've only had a couple interactions with him. I can't say I know him, and I'm certainly not being judgmental. Does he present himself well in public forums? I guess I'll ask that question. He had
Well,
last
he
month.
didn't. He
Good
didn't
call.
show up
Oh.
to ask for the endorsement. He hasn't bothered to present himself to the XCOM. So
He did. So last month he did.
Last
But
month.
we tabled it.
was he at the meeting?
He was at the meeting last month. Yes, and under conditions where maybe he shouldn't have.
Correct.
So there, he
Or
thought it
could
was
have
important
said
enough to
something.
come here, regardless of some things that were going on in his life, and made that decision. I don't know how to word it any other way. I
He
can tell you
also
later.
answered a questionnaire for the XCOM that we put out there before that meeting. He was pretty well prepared for last meeting, just whatever extenuating circumstance there was. I don't know the story, but kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a fair summation.
I think
He did look
I think
at
I can speak to both sides of it because I've seen the ups and downs of Theodore over the last year. I think that he is capable of running for office and doing well. If I understand right, he has a degree in political science. I think my biggest concern is that I personally have caught him in some major lies, and that's concerning to me. Most of the time when I've seen him speak in public, it's been rough. I mean, now I think I definitely think that anybody can improve on that. I think the biggest concern for me is how he has presented himself in the past with me through working on different campaigns and just working with different people. I think that it speaks volumes that Mark would step up and say, hey, this is something that could be, that could be good. But at the same time, I also have a soft spot for Mark when it comes to, I believe that he might just be trying to build him up. So, he's not going to I don't just see him shutting him down. So, I mean, I don't know. I would vote probably not to endorse him. For me personally, I think he's a good kid, and I think he is learning a lot. I think he's open to learning a lot. My concern is him actually following through with running and in doing it in a fulfilling way, I guess.
I think I agree with Angela there.
Am
I off mute?
Is Theodore in this meeting?
Hang on, Ted. Let's let Thomas go and then Ted. Okay. So Thomas.
Oh,
no,
sorry about that.
no. Theodore didn't come on.
Yeah, and that kind of proves what Angela's saying about that follow through. He seems nice enough, and my biggest concern was when he was attempting or thinking about running for Congress was his foreign policy issues. Luckily, with city council, we ain't got to worry about that. But it does seem like a sort of a gamble with a low risk. It's a small town. It's rural.
Well, no, the risk is our reputation.
Yeah, potentially. I'm going to abstain from the vote myself.
Cool. Thomas, you good?
So,
all right, let's do Ted.
If y'all mind me
Chase, sorry. Ted Metz, you had your you basically had your hand up. And then I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Mark Douglas, if you could after Ted, if you could, we kind of put words in your mouth before you signed on. So I didn't know if you wanted to give thoughts on the endorsement for Theodore Hamby. You can go after Ted Metz. Go ahead, Ted.
Okay, so in the long and the short of it is, it is my position that he lacks the maturity to actually be a viable candidate. I don't think he represents the actual party platforms well yet. I don't believe that he can articulate our libertarian philosophies. And I've had reports from other folks of his misbehavior. I'll just leave it at that. So I would not be inclined to endorse without seeing him, seeing a performance by him.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Ted. Mark, do you have anything you want to say?
I'm sorry, I was cooking dinner and lost track of time.
It's all right.
Before I shut up.
We all just sort of Mark, we basically, me and Danny both attested to your defending kind of Ted Hamby at the end of the last meeting, and seemed supportive, but I didn't want to put words in your mouth, especially if you're here. So do you have anything to say about the endorsement of Ted Hamby for Guyton City Council?
Well, from the couple things that I did just hear, I agree with them, but I don't know. I'm almost willing to let him try and see what happens. But there's a lot of risk involved with it because we've all seen how he can be. So
okay. Thanks, Mark. So we'll move to Nathan, who's had his hand raised very patiently, and then we'll move along to Chase, who I think tried to speak up at the last interval.
So I have personally taken issue with some of the things Theodore said when he was attempting to run for Congress before. However, I feel that he has done some growing as a person and possibly as a candidate. The way I look at this, it is very similar to Bob Barr. I mean, a lot of people take issue to Barr prior to when he was running for president, and that's where people see him. But if you talk to him right now, today, about libertarian issues, you would forget all about those things. And so as a candidate and someone just starting out in a slower race, I think this is a good way for him to cut his teeth on. I think we have a strong enough affiliate out there to help him grow and succeed as a candidate. We got strong people out there and on the XCOM to help with messaging and helping guide him. and I think that he could do very well. Will he win this race? That's foreseeable. The worst case scenario I see is him imploding once he gets elected, but I don't foresee that happening unless it's a huge stress situation. So like I said, as someone who's personally taken issue with it, with some things that he said and done, I think it's actually better to give a gentleman like this a chance, because the alternatives is he's going to run as a different party member. He's going to push different types of rhetoric that way in order to get elected and reach out. And he's going to be representing a different party. So unless we're actively trying to see whether or not he makes it really good as a Republican and represents libertarian ideas, and hopefully he somehow encapsulates, libertarian ideas as he runs as a Republican, then people are going to take issue with him running as a Republican in the last election. So I feel like we should give him a chance and trust the affiliate out there. If that they help him win this as a libertarian.
All right, thanks, Nathan. We're going to do Chase first, then Zach, then Christine. Chase, you're muted. All right, when you come back, we can do that. Zach, then Christine, then we'll come back to Chase.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of information about, that reflects on his follow through and things like that. He had been hounding me about building him a website and helping him get his technology and stuff like that set up. I think he's done pretty good making some videos recently, like when he was doing the Congress run. I remember seeing that was very impressive. I think he's very excited to run and wants to. So just take that information however you want.
All right, thanks. Christine?
I would just like to encourage you guys to be a little discerning with how we distribute endorsements. I'm trying to hear somebody making a case for him, and all I'm seeing is people making excuses for him and maybe saying, let's give the guy a chance. That's not what our endorsement is for. Our endorsement is us putting our name and our reputation on the line for somebody and saying we back this person. So we need to take this seriously and not just give it to somebody who may or may not do something. Let's let people earn our endorsement and not just throw it around like it's not meaningless, because it is meaningful.
Thanks, Christine. Chase, are you ready? Cannot hear you now. Can't hear you at all. All right. Was there anyone else? I think he'll come back.
It said you were muted, Chase.
I didn't see that.
On his little screen, it said participant is muted.
Oh boy. Here he is now. Now it says he's muted.
You hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead, Chase.
Thank goodness. So I'm kind of two ways about this endorsement. Do I think Ted Hamby, if he was running full force and was fully behind this, I think he could do a really good job of it. I'm just not super. I don't know if he really is going to put in the effort. I would like him to put in the effort because I think there are the tools there that we can provide him to do a really good job. I would like to see him do this, but I'm very divided because I think he puts the cart before the horse a little bit. And I understand that energy. He's young and he really wants to go out and get it done. And maybe this is a small city council, and this is the first kind of race you run, and I personally would rather Ted Hamby run as a libertarian than as a Republican or a Democrat. So if he wants to run in this race and show us that you want to run in the next race and that you want to go onward and upward. You start at city council, and if you want to move your way up, that's something that I could see him cutting his teeth on.
Is this a partisan race?
It's nonpartisan.
Okay.
So in that case, I would rather us endorse him than Republicans.
All right. Thanks, Chase. Angela, you had your hands raised, and I think that'll probably be the last comment. Angela.
Yeah. So I just want to make two comments. Yeah, Nathan, was talking about like how we have a strong affiliate down there, and we do, but you have to be willing to work with that affiliate. So, and that has not had the greatest track record. I mean, maybe that could change, but he has not had a great track record with working with the affiliate down there. So that to me is also concerning. And I just want to point out too that I think that, you know, I think it's about, and I actually like Theodore. So, I mean, this probably sounds like I'm being super negative, and I'm not trying to be, but, you know, I don't think we should be at all based. I think it's valid to be concerned that, like, okay, well, if we don't endorse him, then he might run as a Republican, and that would, you know, we would hate to have missed out on that. But really, I mean, I feel like we shouldn't be worried about that with somebody that we're planning on endorsing. Does that make sense? Like, we shouldn't be worried that shouldn't even have to be an argument, I guess, or a concern. So, but anyway, that's just my two cents. I'm not sure he would work with the affiliate actively to get help with. I know I've seen him reach out for help with messaging and stuff like that, but you know, that would be something I'm not sure he would work with them well.
Cool. Thanks, Angela. All right. Mark, are you? I feel like there's not a lot of pro or against here. I feel like we're just talking. Go ahead, Mark. We can't hear you, Mark Mosley. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Make sure you click the microphone button on your bottom tab.
It doesn't look like he's muted. Looks like maybe his sound's just not working.
The same thing happened to me when you join. If you don't have if you have the microphone off, I think that means you're just muted in the meeting when you initially joined. Because I when I rejoined, I made sure my microphone wasn't muted as I came into the room, and it worked just fine. Just throwing that out there.
Mark, are you gonna try to fix it? I see you.
Yeah, we're not getting any audio from you.
Okay. So I think what we're gonna do, and we had enough discussion, I believe, is go ahead and go to a vote. But it sounds like that there's enough. I don't think we're gonna do a. Does anyone have any opposition? Because I bet somebody does. Let's do raise your hand. So if you don't know how to do it, in the bottom center of your icon, there is a raise your hand icon. And so the way that we're going to do this is raise your hand if you are an I. And I'll give you guys a minute. All right. All right. Put your hands down.
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Thanks. And put your hand up if you are a nay. All right.
I'm not sure how to do that over the telephone app.
It's not going to make a difference. Okay, yeah. So you can go ahead and put your hands down. The motion does not pass to 5-9. I think. Man, I'm used to you guys.
So as the on the candidate committee, I'd like to get his contact information. I would like to reach out to him and like encourage him to work with that local affiliate as much as possible.
Okay.
Because if he's serious about representing a libertarian in the future and getting our endorsement, then we clearly aren't comfortable with it right now. Then we need to make sure we are with the future.
Okay. No problem. I'll get you that.
He's in Slack and he has his phone number in his profile if you want to grab it there.
Yeah, that too.
Oh God, I hate Slack. But all right, thanks.
No, I mean, I can send it to
Well,
you.
I can-
No big deal. All right. We will move along to the ballot access lawsuit. I think last month we had the news that we had actually done our response. I put in the Basecamp what our response was, and basically we had asked for a permanent injunction to stop counting petitions, essentially, and to stop qualifying fees completely for third-party and independent candidates. And then there was an optional interim solution as well that was, I believe, 500 signatures, as well as an e-petitioning solution to basically increase our ability to get the signatures. On the basis of it's probably like a 40 to 50% validation rate for signatures right now, which is atrocious. And so we figure an e-signature system would help. Since then, the state has actually filed their response to that. And the response to it was, yeah, we understand the court said this is unconstitutional, but we still claim it is, and therefore you shouldn't give them anything. It's a pretty ridiculous response considering. But basically we asked for everything, and then they kind of countered asking for everything, even though they lost. So kind of fun deal there. Now we're waiting on the judge, I believe. Is there any questions?
Is there a timeline for the judgment from the judge?
Probably, but those don't mean anything, and so I don't have that information because to me it's like meaningless. They have them and then they extend them at will. So who knows?
Well, my question is so the judgment is basically saying it's unconstitutional and needs to be changed, and the session is now basically over. So the next session is next year, in which it would, if they did change anything, it would pass, but then it would not take an effect until the following year, as per our laws work, unless something else changed in that time frame. So we'd be operating without any basically rules on how to run congressional candidates next year. So do we just do whatever the hell we want?
No. So the temporary injunction for the 500 signatures as well as the e-signature is an interim solution that would basically be like, until you guys can get your act together and create a law that is constitutional, this is what we're going to do. So that's what the interim solution is if we just want the General Assembly to come up with the rules, which could end up being better for us, but it also obviously could end up being worse. Any other questions?
We need a lot of congressional candidates next year.
Yeah, I agree. Also, there's no district, there's no residency requirement. We could actually recruit from out of state if we'd like, for all U.S. House district races. Any other questions about the lawsuit?
I do.
Yes, I have a question.
Let's do David, then Ted.
After the judge's ruling, then it has to go to the General Assembly. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. What ended up happening with President is they offered an interim solution of 7,500 signatures for the Georgia General Assembly to come back and fix, and the General Assembly has just not bothered. So it does not require any action from the General Assembly, and if they don't do anything, then whatever the interim solution is just sort of remains.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. Ted?
Was there also a request to have an in-person hearing?
I have not heard anything like that. Any other questions? All right, hearing none, we will move along to new business. So I got all the information about the Pride, Atlanta Pride this year. It sounds like they want to be a go, but the city of Atlanta has only approved certain events that do not include the Pride Parade. We already have budget to do the tabling though, so I will probably put that deposit down ASAP. They have early bird pricing. And then but for the parade itself, we don't actually have budget for that yet. The parade is going to be $115 for a single vehicle. Usually Doug Craig donates his, big flatbed truck for us to decorate up. And it's only $115 this year. And I think the deposit is something like, I don't want to say it if I don't know it, but there's a deposit and it's not very much that we would have to go in to get the early bird. And then if there's no parade, I imagine we would lose that deposit, but no biggie. Last year, we actually voted to donate the $500 fee directly to them, regardless of having the event or not. And so I think what I want to do is make a motion to approve $115 for the Pride Parade this year.
So moved.
So moved.
All right. Who was the first one, Nathan?
I was first.
All right. Any seconds?
Second.
Who was that?
Chase.
Ted.
Give it to Ted.
You were 1 second ahead of him, Chase.
I'm quicker on the mute.
Ted was on that motion though, so we'll give it. All right. Cool. So any discussion around this?
I'd like to say a word or two.
Okay, Chase.
So I do know that Pride was coming up, and I kind of reached out to outright libertarians who said they would be very excited to help us in any way they can, be maybe with helping decorate on the day of and be there on the day of to help push the numbers out there and make us look like a larger group. That would be something that outright would be considering. I can probably get several people from the organization to come on in and help us out on the day of. So there is that, and it's a great opportunity to reach out to a whole base of voters. It's literally the event that made me a libertarian, so I'm very excited about participating in Pride.
Will outright libertarians have swag for us for our table?
I'm trying to get a merch shop put together right now. I've been way behind on doing it because a million other things have come up, but we will have at least rainbow Gadsden flags, pens, and a couple other things, if not more.
Sweet.
Cool. On that note, if outright libertarians would help us organize it in general, I feel like we have in the past waited until kind of last minute ish to do that, and it's led to. We've done a good job, I think, but we could do better. So
I can help you a liaison for that.
Cool. Anyone else have any discussion?
Yay!
All right, hearing none. Let's go ahead and move to a vote. Does anyone oppose this? Cool. Hearing none, we will go ahead and call it passed. All right, so the next thing on the list is Angela talking about the national training that's coming up for candidates and affiliate leaders. Angela?
Oh, perfect. I
There
knew
you
I
go.
wasn't unmuted. Yeah, I lost the little bar at the bottom. Yeah, so we are having it the 29th and 30th, isn't it, Ryan? I don't have my calendar right in front of me. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, 29th and 30th.
Yes. Okay. Down there in Atlanta, the Atlanta Airport Marriott. And yeah, I haven't I haven't gotten too much information on like how they're doing the like breakups in the classes. At least not yet, not from Kara. I'd asked her about that, and I'm waiting to hear back for that. And just kind of what we're doing as far as like how it plays out, like, you know, how that's looking, how the days are looking in general, because we were just kind of tasked by close to the budget. I think we did really, really well, considering. So, because most places have like gotten astronomically high as far as venues, so this actually turned out very well. And I'm seeing like the registration, and it's looking good. I think we're probably, I mean, we're at least at 30 now, I would say. Ryan, you're getting the emails too, so
Yeah.
wouldn't you say around probably around 30 that are
Something like that. A lot of out-of-staters, though. A lot of the Tennessee and Florida folks signing up.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Yeah.
advertise this in your circles, we can get you the link to register people to it. But it's free training to members of the LP, and so and it's apparently pretty awesome. So, and we'll probably try to do some kind of party or something.
Yeah, she, I mean, and at the end of it, like, you get a certificate. So that, at least that's my understanding. So how this works is, you know, they do this candidate training, and it covers a whole variety of different things. I think the main focus is candidate and affiliate. You know, the outreach kind of thrown in there, but basically kind of how this works is the theme of it, or the purpose of it, is to the people that are showing up, teach them how to successfully run, you know, campaigns and build up affiliates, because the two go hand in hand. And then you are then certified with the Libertarian Party, and you go in a database as somebody who is certified with it, with the party, the national party. So when people, like, for example, me, you know, running next year and saying, okay, well, who do I want to, like, who can help me? You know, I need this, this, and this, and this. You can actually, the thought behind it, or the hope behind it, is to be able to go online and, you know, go through this list of people that have qualified in your area or are certified, and they can help you. So it's kind of streamlining that process of having people that have, you know, that have kind of gone through this training that can really help, you know, on campaigns. So, which is going to, I think, be incredibly valuable, because I know it is super stressful trying to, like, be like, okay, well, who can do this and who can do this, you know, and we're all, anybody that's working on candidate support or has worked on candidate support in any way or helped with campaigns in the state, you know how spread thin we are. So it's like, okay, well, I'll work on this campaign and this campaign and this campaign, run my own campaign, you know. So I think this is going to be a really cool opportunity.
Thanks, Angela. I got some raised hands, Chase, and then David. And then if anyone else wants to speak, use the raise hand function.
Yeah. So, so speaking to the opportunity here, this is a great event, you guys. The reason why these trainings were created is because National heard the feedback from state and local affiliates that the two things we needed most was help with our affiliates and setting affiliates up, and that we needed help with our campaigns, that we needed more people who knew what to do when we were running these campaigns so that we can win. And so this is a great opportunity. A lot of the lessons that we're looking at are going to be things that, like, Pennsylvania has been doing, where you see, you know, and there is two tracks here. There is the affiliate track. If you want to help build up your affiliate, if you're an affiliate chair like I am, please get out to this event. Please get out to this event and learn how to strengthen your affiliate, and also bring the ideas that you've had that make your affiliate great. If you're doing some good stuff, bring those ideas to the table. It is a free training. If you ever want to run or have ever wanted to help on a campaign, come to this event. It is free training. It's in Atlanta. You guys can come hang out at my house afterwards and have a drink and you know, I'll throw up at the grill. We'll have some fun. But come out to this event. Let's really build our state affiliate up. If you look at what Pennsylvania is doing, I mean, they have great affiliate strength. They have great donor networks for their affiliates, and they have tons of elected libertarians up there, and a lot of libertarians who just got appointed to stuff. So I'm very excited for what we can do here in Georgia, taking some of those lessons and other lessons from our national folks like Kara and others. And I'm very excited to be there, and I hope that we can see a lot of Georgia folks there, because that's really how this is an opportunity, and it's not going to be the only time. This will be something that will happen again in our region, but it's probably not going to be in Atlanta next time. We'll probably have to travel to Florida or Tennessee. So maybe we should really, if we're able to, take advantage of getting out to Atlanta. And I hope to see all of y'all's faces out there. I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Chase. And for those of you who live pretty far away from Atlanta, there's a room block for $119 a night, so it's not crazy. All right, so we will move on to David, then Danny, then Mark. So David, you're up first.
Well, this is going to be phrased a little esoterically, but y'all are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Say we had somebody who was interested in running for office as a libertarian, and we were concerned about how raw they were. If they were to attend this kind of meeting, would it up a chance that they might get an endorsement from the party if they go to this training, take it seriously, and learn from it?
We're the party of people who show up, dude.
I don't think we get an answer from everybody, but food for thought. Cool. Is that it, David?
Yeah, if anybody's talking to Ted sometime, maybe mention it. So
yeah. Thanks, David. All right. We will do Danny, then Mark.
So I had been looking forward to this training, and unfortunately it is on one weekend when I am not available. So I hope someone takes notes. And do we have any idea when the next one might be?
No indication as of yet.
Okay. Well,
we'll take all the notes for you, Danny.
I will try to push other people from my area down here to please go in my stead. So.
All right. Thanks, Danny. Mark Mosley. We still can't hear you, Mark. Nope, nothing. It does not appear you are muted. Now it does.
Try shutting off your video for a second, see if that helps.
Yeah, not sure. Nope, still nothing, Mark.
So we would like to be able to direct people to this with the candidate committee. Can you send me the links for that?
Yeah, I can. Mark, yeah, that's what Mark's asking too, is how to register. There's a registration link, and it should have been sent to everybody from lp.org in the last week or so, but I will go ahead and I'll get that out to the rest of you guys too. I'll post it in the Basecamp. Post.
Yeah, sometimes I miss those national emails because I was looking back through the our vote for funding it, and I couldn't find a link there.
Yeah, I missed it. I actually missed until today too, and I think they sent it last week. So I totally understand that. I'll throw it up on Basecamp after this, but yeah. All right. Any other questions, concerns? Cool. Hearing none, we will move along. There's nothing really to do there anymore. The next thing on here is to endorse Chris Neal for Georgia House District 34 special election. They called a special election for House District 34. It was like last week, the week before. And Chris lives in there. He's run for mayor as it's nonpartisan, but as a libertarian before. Chris, do you want to take a minute to tell yourself?
Sure. I'll talk a little bit and then I'll jump off and let you guys have some real talk. I guess we're doing this thing. Ryan can tell you that it really wasn't at the top of my list of things to do. But if any of you have ever talked to me about it before, one of the things you'll know that I'm pretty passionate about is ballot access. And you guys are fighting the good fight on that. And I appreciate that. I thought it was kind of silly for us to have this ballot access lawsuit and then have an opportunity where these barriers are knocked out of the way temporarily and not actually have a candidate. That's my primary motivation for running. is the ballot access issue. If they ask me, like if an opponent asked me why I'm running now, I'd be like, well, probably because I couldn't run for the last 12 years that I've tried. Not without burdensome requirements to get a lot of petition signatures and whatnot. But I jumped on, and it's one of those things where you kind of get into it and you sort of like a roller coaster, you sort of start regretting getting on it. But I think I would have regretted not getting on it more. And that's what drove my motivation to be here today. I've been around with the party probably at least about 15 years. I ran for mayor, like you said, in Marietta in 2009. Again, got an issue where a guy was going to run for an open seat unopposed, and I just could not stomach that. So I jumped in the race and ran against him and made him spend a lot of money on it. So maybe that's all this is going to be again this time. I don't know. I will admit that I'm feeling very overwhelmed right now. I kind of wish I'd done this training ahead of time. I haven't, but I'll maybe jump in there. Maybe not this time because I'll probably be campaigning, but the next time it rolls around, maybe. The election is on June 15th, which is a Tuesday in the middle of the month. And I think that's probably what's overwhelming me more than anything. I ran for mayor. I had at least about 3 months. Now I got about 6 weeks. So trying to throw everything together here at the last minute. It's been a little bit challenging. Ryan can tell you my ordeals with this getting the campaign stuff set up over a weekend didn't quite work out. The IRS will not let you register a tax ID on the weekend. Who knew? You can only get a new tax ID on Monday through Friday during business hours. Who knew? But to log into a computer database, whatever. But I've got that set up, and now I'm just waiting on getting the bank situated. I don't know. It's a lot of things. Also been trying to pop up a website and get kind of announced, if you will. Anybody knows anybody that can help in any way possible, please get in touch with me. The email I set up for the campaign is chris434, Chris FOR34 @gmail.com. If you got any questions for me, I'm willing to take some right now. I don't know what else to say right now.
Anyone have? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No. Nathan,
go ahead. Did you find a new venue for the cigar club?
I think that Havana Lounge is going to be the place. Mike said they're still not open past 7. That's the issue, and they don't have servers to come over and give us all the amenities that we like. You could go to the patio there, maybe, if you still wanted to go to the Dantana's. The patio might be open.
I think it'd be an excellent place to raise some money for your campaign.
Okay. Which one? The Dantana's or
the Havana, if that one's working out.
Okay. All right. I will try to solidify that in the next couple days.
For those of you who don't know, Nathan and Chris and Ted are regulars at the Libertarian Cigar Club that used to take place at Dantana's until they made it difficult via the pandemic.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have questions.
All right, go ahead, Ted.
Was Ryan able to set you up a channel on Basecamp?
I don't know if we set up a channel. He got me in a channel. I have not posted anything on there yet. I'll be completely honest. I'm not exactly sure what to ask for at this point.
Yeah, we can sit down and talk about that. One of the things I was waiting for was the endorsement here, because the endorsement carries with it certain benefits, which include use of our resources, which would be Basecamp. So, depending on how tonight goes, I'll get with you tomorrow.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not until after the endorsement, apparently.
All right, cool. Well, hearing none, I'll hear a motion to endorse Chris Neal for House District 34.
I mean, I can drop off if you guys want to talk. So
it doesn't matter. We can talk in front of you.
Okay.
This is streaming on YouTube anyway.
I would like to rise to make a motion to endorse Chris Neal for House District 34.
I'll second that motion.
All right, Nathan, you guys are my official firsters and seconders today. Great. Any discussion? Does anyone want to make any comments that we didn't already have answered or speak for or against?
I personally would like to make a case for Chris.
Okay, go ahead, Ted.
I've known Chris ever since I joined the Cobb County Libertarian Party. So that's been at least since 2015, probably. He's been our treasurer ever since. He's what I would call a strict libertarian. He represents our libertarian values extraordinarily well. And he's a smart guy. He would be great as a state legislator because of essentially his no bullshit attitude. So that's all I will say.
Thanks, Ted.
I am in favor of an endorsement.
Thanks, Ted. Anybody else have any comments? Cool. I just kind of reiterate, Chris is a longtime member of LP Cobb. He's been very active. He's been very, engaged in like the libertarian circle. There's no red flags, yellow flags, anything like that. Very, very libertarian. I don't have any questions about it. In fact, I actually went up with him to help qualify him for office. So I'm in full support of this as well. All right. Any other discussion? Kind of seeing none. We'll leave it. Does anyone oppose this? You can even use the raise your hand function if you do oppose it. Mark, I'm going to ignore yours because yours has been up for quite some time.
Can you put down everyone's hand?
Cool. Hearing no opposition. Congratulations, Chris. You are endorsed by the Libertarian Party of Georgia.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look forward to hearing from you. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and drop off right now.
Yeah, dude, do it.
But you guys, thanks a lot. So I appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you guys.
Thanks, Chris. All right. So next up on the agenda is so last month we actually approved a membership funding budget for all the counties, and I left off Atlanta and I left off the West Georgia University of West Georgia. Who says that? And I did figure out a way to do Atlanta, but I did not figure out a way to do the University of West Georgia. So what I think is the text does not actually include the University of West Georgia. And so I can work with them on something and we can bring it up in the future. But as far as Atlanta goes, we said City of Atlanta. And so I did a search on every single member in the City of Atlanta. And the amount that we got to was $645 because it turns out there are a crap ton of members in Atlanta, which is a shame, sorta, because none of them show up. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my own commentary. So I do want to make a motion real quick just to amend the budget to include Atlanta in the membership funding that we did last month. And approve $645 in spending for Atlanta.
So moved.
Thanks, Chase.
Second.
I was too busy typing.
Right. Motion, Chase. Second, Ted. Any discussion?
I'll just say that we will be hopefully using this to get more of those libertarians out to those meetings, and we have some fun stuff that we're planning for the future.
Cool. Any other?
I would like to know what will the funds be used for?
Well, first thing that we're planning a couple of events. First, we're going to be doing a game night, kind of to try to just get more people to come out, and the other thing we were discussing in our last meeting was a pub crawl, which is something that's fun to do, able to get people out. But in terms of what are we going to do with that funding, well, we will entertain ideas for that at any meeting, and any Atlanta Libertarian is more than welcome to come if they have an idea of what we can do to help, utilize those funds to best help spread the liberty message. I'm open to suggestions, but as Ryan said, a lot of folks don't show up, and we're going to try to push more people to get out. So that is my goal, is to get more people to come to the meeting so we can discuss these things.
And as a point of information, I will say that we will not disperse $645 directly to LP Atlanta. They will need to plan something with that money and then ask for it. But it's budgeted towards LP Atlanta activities. It's not just money that goes into their bank account.
Yep.
Cool. Any other discussion?
I would like to propose a pub crawl.
I think the next thing they're planning is a game night, which I'm excited about, and it will probably be at Manuel's as soon as they plan it.
Yep, we're working on it.
Excellent.
Because they're a bunch of nerds. We're a bunch of nerds. Cool. All right. I think we're all done with discussion. It doesn't look like there's anyone else. I will give somebody, as long as it takes me to finish the sentence, to do that. All right. We'll move along to a vote. And does anyone oppose this? Cool. Hearing none, we will pass it. Thanks, everyone.
Yay.
All right. So, as far as the chair's report goes, I have put it into the appendix here. And there isn't a ton of stuff right now, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If anyone has any questions right now, you can ask, but it is what it is. All right, cool. We'll move along. Vice Chair's report. Zach, what do you got for us?
So, update on the executive director search. I've interviewed 5 candidates so far. I'm waiting for maybe 1 or 2 more people to get back to me, or see if I can contact them and get those set up. And then I need to talk to Jack. We've been paying phone tag for a while. But my goal is to talk to the last of the candidates, talk to Jack, see what he wants to talk to me about, and then get a name out there on Basecamp or wherever for us to, ask questions of between now and the next meeting, when hopefully we would, vote on that person.
Cool. Any questions for Zach? All right. Zach, you didn't have anything else, did you? I didn't mean to cut
That's
you
it
off.
for me.
All right, cool. Cool. So hearing none, we will move right on along. Amber, do you have a secretary's report?
It's in the appendix.
Is there?
Appendix B.
Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. So it's just the 2 e-ballots. And wait, what's this? Oh, that's the link to the e-ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And then Pamela, treasurer's report.
Sad to say, I still cannot get in all the websites, so I don't have one for this month either.
Okay, let's figure out a day this week to get you everything you need.
Okay.
And then we'll knock that out.
All right.
Cool.
Can we make that a commitment? Because this is 2 months in a row we haven't had a treasurer's report.
Can you repeat that?
I said, can we make that a hard commitment? Because this is 2 months in a row that we haven't had a treasurer report. And that's concerning.
Working on it.
Yes.
There's a lot for me to learn. I'd be happy if somebody wants to show me how to do it. I'd be glad to take some suggestions.
Now,
are you working with the previous treasurer?
I've been trying to get in touch. He sent me a lot of information. I've been trying to get in touch with him to get into the sites I need to get into, but I haven't heard back from him.
Yeah, Pamela, just let me help you get access to what you need access to. I believe I have everything. There's maybe a few things that Evan will have that I won't have, but most of it I can actually access. So we should be fine.
Okay, and once I can get that information, I can actually send you a report out. I can put it on Basecamp or send it, whatever's appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's okay to make it an appendix and put it in writing on the actual meeting notes, just in the future. But as long as we have one.
Yeah, well, my biggest concern is not even the report, but the fact that if she's not accessing the accounts, that means nobody's been monitoring our financial activity over the past 2 months.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Christina,
in them. I'm in most of them, but I'm not in all of them. That's
Okay.
why I get the reports.
Okay.
also I constantly in monitoring our inbound and outbound stuff. And if you look at our budget, you'll see all of our expenditures and all of our revenue for the last month. I've been populating that.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
So it's in the
For
budget.
background, you know that I was involved the year that we had the major fraud because nobody was monitoring our account and we had thousands of dollars stolen from us.
Every month
So
I
I'm a
go
little
through
sensitive to that.
every month I go through every transaction in our bank account and put it into the budget.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which should be in Basecamp.
Which is in Basecamp. Yes. And I've been notifying everybody when it's actually updated, which I think for the last 2 or 3 months has been on the 1st, which is yay me.
Yes.
And I have been seeing those. So those are
Cool. The only thing that's actually missing from the budget that I have not included is the authorized percentage. They're like percent cut, but that's less of a big deal. And I plan on putting that in there, but that's also not gonna contribute to anything that Christine's worried about with like fraud or anything. It's just I'm not including like authorized. Basically, every day charges you your percentage of transaction fees, and so it's sort of tedious, and I don't put that in the budget. Okay, cool. And the next thing up is adjourn. So does anyone have anything else they want to add?
Congratulations, Angela.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Angela
liberty
had
baby
her
number 8.
baby. Yeah.
Yes. She finally came out. So I can
Happy
be
Mother's Day to
normal.
all the mothers who are on who might be on this call.
Cool.
And the birthing people too.
Yes.
Any motion to adjourn?
So
I moved.
All right. I heard Nathan say it, I think. I didn't hear the other person. Who's seconds?
I'll second.
Any opposed? Nope. We're adjourned. Thanks, guys. It's
Thanks,
been
Ryan.
fun.
Good seeing you
Good
all.
conversation. I really appreciate all the conversation, guys. This has been a really good meeting. I just want to add that.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Stop recording.
Bye, guys.